In the previous video, we discussed that how to find out the axis of symmetry and what is the relation between axis of symmetry and vertex. Now in this video, there is a graph of a parabola and we want to find out the vertex, axis of symmetry, and domain and range of the parabola. You can see this parabola is in the third quadrant. This one is your negative x-axis and this one is your negative y-axis and this one is your negative x-axis. If you want to find out the vertex, consider this point. This point is in the downward direction and this point is the vertex of parabola. Now how you are going to find out this point vertex? Just extend this point to the x-axis through straight line. This point that is connecting x-axis to this vertex, that is basically the x-coordinate of the parabola. And if we extend it horizontally, it will connect to the negative y-axis, and that will give us the y-coordinate of the vertex. So basically, the value of vertex will be on x-axis where it cuts. The x-axis is the x-coordinate of the parabola, vertex of the parabola, that is basically -3. And on y-axis, the y-coordinate of the vertex will be -4. So that is the vertex of parabola. Extend it through a vertical line and then through a horizontal line. You will get the x-coordinate of vertex and y-coordinate of vertex. Now, if we want to find out the axis of symmetry, you must know how to find out through the vertex. Axis of symmetry basically pass through the vertex of the parabola. The line that passes through the vertex of the parabola is called the axis of symmetry of parabola. And that is basically divides the parabola into two halves. So if I draw a line, straight line that divides the parabola into two halves and that passes through the vertex of the parabola, that line is called the axis of symmetry. So our axis of symmetry will be axis of symmetry of this parabola will be basically the x-coordinate of the vertex, that is x equals to -3. So basically x equals to -3 is the axis of parabola. Then if you want to find out the domain and range, you must know the relation between the two. Domain is basically the values of x that are used for drawing a parabola, and range is basically the output, the values of y. The values of y are basically range and domain are the values of x. For a parabola being a quadratic equation, the domain will be whole real line. Domain of this parabola is basically the whole real line. X belongs to whole real line. We can use all the values on x-axis to draw this parabola. And the range will be the values of y. For example, this parabola is starting from this vertex point of vertex. Its maximum value is -4, and then all these values -4, -5, -6 and up to so on will be the values of range. So range can be written as values of y that are basically from real numbers such that y is less or equals to -4. Since -4 is included in this parabola, so there is a sign of equality over here, and all other values that are less than -4 are result of this parabola. So this is the range of parabola. If an equation is given to you, quadratic equation, that is, for example, y is equals to 3 into x minus 4 whole square plus 1. This is a quadratic equation. If an equation is given to you and you have to find out the vertex, axis of symmetry, and direction of opening of parabola, then how you are going to find out? Compare this equation with y equals to a into x minus h whole square plus k. Compare this equation with this standard equation. You see a equals to 3 here. This a is greater than 0, so this shows parabola opens in the upward direction. If in any equation you have a less than 0, this shows parabola is in the downward direction, opening downward. Now a equals to 3 greater than 0, so this means parabola open upward direction. Now here h equals to 4 and k equals to 1. So basically h and k gives the value of vertex, coordinates of vertex, that is hk. So vertex of this equation of parabola will be 4, 1. And you know very well that axis of symmetry is basically the x coordinate of the vertex or the parabola. So its axis of symmetry will be x equals to 4.